This is Carmela May K. Andrade, a third year student majoring social studies. Today, I will be talking about Chapter 1 content, and it is the topic of assessment anxiety. But to begin with, what is really an assessment anxiety? Assessment anxiety is also known as test anxiety. This condition is characterized by a mix of physical and mental symptoms that impair or affect a student's ability to perform well on test or in examination. It is a type of performance anxiety that can have emotional and mental impacts on anyone. There you have um, for example, you may experience anxiety and stress even if, well, you are well prepared in a test exam. Some examples that can lessen this anxiety are physical activities, mindfulness, yoga, meditation, and other relaxation and stressful reduction strategies that can assist students in preparing for exam on a test day. Take note that test anxiety can affect students before, during, and after a test. This can result in a student's inability to recall knowledge due to lack of understanding and association of content. On the other way, a teacher can mitigate the assessment anxiety in the following. First, you have to give students feedback on their performance to help them realize the assessment further learning. It is about the um, mastery goal orientation. Feedback is very important because we all know that students will know which aspects are needs improvements. Second is uh, arrange the test assessment from easy to hard. So as a teacher, you have to avoid jumping to hard to essay and should arrange categorically. Third, give plenty of time to complete the assessment. So you have to give allotted time that a teacher should give to the students who take the examination that can surface the test rather than give them a short time on taking um, a specific examination. Fourth is minimize interruptions and other distractions. So as a teacher, you have to promote an adequate and friendly environment when students take exams or tests on a specific subject or competencies. You have to keep the atmosphere silent and quiet as far as possible for them to focus on answering the test. Fifth, um, avoid threatening the students if they do poorly. You have to encourage them not to threaten, yes, because um, this will be able for the students to perform well and not to think that if they do poorly on examinations, they have to be punished or have the consequences of the outcomes or the poor results from the what do you call this, the test that they've taken. Six, avoid unrealistic um, yes expectations expecting a perfect performance. So teachers here may differentiate their conduct yes of particular students as a result of these expectations, providing differ with no feedback in students' error and less positive feedback after right answers. That allowing students to less time to answer the question of the test or examination. Or seventh, avoid um, give the consequences, negative consequences to them if they perform poorly. This is I discussed this earlier. So it is important that the students have the focus on answering a particular test and avoid distractions as far as possible. Eight, provide students with a task, blueprint, or outline after assessment. So this is for the students to know what they have to study and type of test they will take. 8. Provide students with the test blueprint or outline of the assessment. So this is for the students to know what they have to study and the type of test they will take. 9. Avoid walking around the room looking over students' shoulders. This will cause students insecurities and unfocus. 10th, avoid making comparisons with other students. Since in a classroom, we have we are it is expected that we have diversity of students with different abilities and skills. So you don't have to pinpoint that a lapses of the students or discriminate or degrade or even degrade them just because you wanted to inspire them, but this will cause them discouragement and blame themselves for not performing or not like others who are um, fast learners than them. Then last is provide optional in retesting. These are um, these are ways to mitigate or in mitigating this test anxiety of their students or assessment anxiety. So for example, a teacher can do aid students who are anxious about tests. First, they have to encourage students to focus on their physical and mental health in addition to studying the topic by emphasizing the values of holistic preparation. Another one also is to tell them that during regular exercise and drinking water, as well as a good night's sleep and nutritious breakfast, this is all contribute to avoid circumstances. I hope you have learned from my discussion about assessment anxiety. God bless.